Hi guys, welcome back to Spice Channel TV. Recently, the Nigerian army made some clarifications regarding the soldiers deployed to Kano amid the Kano Emirate tussle. Yes, we know there seem to be some crisis in Kano over the ongoing tussle on the throne. And this is coming as Atiku made warnings where he warned against the deployment of troops in Kano over the emirship crisis. And here we have some clarifications by the Nigerian army. Let's find out more as we hit the news. But if you're joining us for the first time, you're very much welcome. I sincerely appreciate your presence. Kindly subscribe and please don't forget to give us a thumbs up. Thank you. Recently, the Nigerian army denied that it was involved in the Kano Emirate crisis, saying its troops did not enforce any court order regarding the tussle. And this crisis followed the recent sacking of 5 Kano Emirates and the installation of Mohammed Sanusi II as the emir, I beg your pardon, of Kano. Now Sanusi was deposed by the former administration of Governor Abdullahi Ganduje in 2020. Meanwhile, Aminu Ado was dethroned as the Emir of Kano on Thursday by Governor Abba Yusuf, despite a court order restraining the state government from doing so. However, Ado was said to have returned to his duties after an enforcement by security agencies. Now, there have been protests in Kano following this development since the Emirates were abolished. But in a statement on Sunday evening, the Director of Army Public Relations, Major General Onyema Nwachukwu, had said that troops of the army were not involved in enforcing the court order. So at this point, they are only taking proactive steps to checkmate any possible breakdown or breach of security that may be occasioned by the Kano Emirship tussle. And this is an issue of paramount concern to the Nigerian army and other security agencies. I mean, they have to make sure they prevent any breakdown of law and order in the state, which, would be taken by any non-state actors. So the Nigerian military are quite prepared for any form of violence whatsoever. Meanwhile, recently, Atiku Abubakar had, asked Nigerians to hold President Bola Ahmed Tinubu responsible should Kano descend into anarchy on the account of the ongoing tussle over the throne. Atiku Abubakar, who made the statement through his media advisor, Mr. Polibi, described the deployment of soldiers to Kano by the federal government as an upset to the peace and security of the state, stressing that the actions was in the breach of the 1999 constitution. So he kicked against this, deployment of the Nigerian soldiers. And we all know that at this point, Kano is being placed in crisis because we know for sure that Mohammed Sanusi II, is now coming back because before now he was ousted in 2020 due to alleged insubordination. They had to remove him and bring someone else. Meanwhile, Sanusi was an ex-central bank chief, but due to the current governor, Abba Yusuf, they brought him back as the emir of Kano. Now, during the governor's 2023 campaign, he made promises and pledges that he would bring back Mohammed Yusuf Sanusi as the emir of Kano. And he noted that those that dethroned, Sanusi years back had violated Kano's, centuries-old tradition of the emir rule. And then the Federal High Court had issued a last-minute order stopping the state government from abolishing all the 5 emirates created during the administration of the former governor Abdullahi Ganduje and returning to the system where only one emir ruled Kano. And this recent development was met by, a lot of criticisms. So many people protested against this in Kano. And Sanusi became the fourth emir of Kano in 2014 after the death of Ado Bayero. And then from 2027 onwards, he had some frosty relations with the then governor Abdullahi Ganduje before he was sacked in 2020, with the government accusing him of total disrespect towards the local institutions. And then on Thursday, the day before Saniso returned to the throne, the Kano State House of Assembly had abolished the five former emirates. And that was how, the crisis started on the streets of Kano. A lot of protests going on. This development has generated a lot of reactions from so many Nigerians. Meanwhile, the Nigerian army were, deployed to Kano just to maintain the peace in Kano as Atiku Abubakar, kicks against this. Meanwhile, the Nigerian army have made some clarifications that they are not to be involved in this matter. Meanwhile, they are just there to maintain the peace. Nigerians have reacted. This is democracy. Soldiers belongs to the barracks. Anything about Nigerian democracy is the opposite. It's obvious that the Nigerian army has forgotten their primary assignment. This is the primary responsibility of the Nigerian police force and the civil defense, not the Nigerian army. Our military personnel shouldn't be seen on the road always. Now, the Nigerian army, they are at work. But then, since when has the army become an internal peacekeeper in Nigeria? This is the abuse of military, and it ought to stop. An elite military shouldn't concern itself with traditional issues. I am not happy with what these politicians are turning this military into. That the military is always available for such abuse of their institution is seriously embarrassing. Now, the law that has given us power to depose Emir of Kano if APC wins the next election, Sanisu Lamido, should be eased since monarch system has been tenured 4 years. Okay, guys, these are reactions from Nigerians. According to many Nigerians, eternal policing is not the work of the army. Going to settle disputes, going to keep peace and maintain the peace in communities is not the work of the Nigerian army. So their place should be in the barracks and not among communities settling disputes, and crises and tussles here and there. So guys, what are your thoughts on this? I'm dropping here. Kindly share your thoughts concerning this in the comment section. Thank you.